This is a keywords video for COM 350 for the unit on new and old media audiences. In this unit, we looked at the development of media studies and how it has changed between the study of mass media to the digital media era. Key concepts include audience studies, audience as consumer producer, audience as context, audience as market, audience as public, and prosumers. First, audience studies is understood as a subfield of media studies. It focuses on studying the processes of media audiences using different methodologies to test and develop theories of how a media audience receives different media messages. It has often been critiqued as reducing people to a theoretical abstraction, and digital media audience studies seeks to remedy this. Another important concept is the prosumer. Prosumer is the words producer and consumer combined. It denotes the idea that digital media allows amateurs to consume and create media simultaneously, and thus giving them a dual role. In the mass media era, audience studies often focus on one of two perspectives: audience is public and audience is market. Audience is public focused on reading media content and how public responses related to the function of democratic society. In other words, the audience is public focused on the extent to which people were able to act and respond and be an active audience in the mass media era. Audiences market focus on how audiences are described in terms of size, likes, ratings. In other words, audience is framed as a source of revenue and often implies a passive market, a passive group that is influenced by media messages directly. In the digital media era, we've seen two different models emerge. One is audience as consumer producer. This describes how audience studies might use the prosumer approach. It focuses on seeing the audience as having an active response because of its media participation, taking on this dual role. Audience context looks not so much as the audience as individuals empowered, but as the group. An audience as in context approach resituates power and agency with the audience, and so sees it as active, but it also sees that mass amortization processes are restructuring media industries. In other words, the audience itself becomes part of the production process, but also in the structuring of the circulation of information flow and what media means today.